Hey,
Hello.
true Conceivers. Now you say it, Terrance.
I said, hey, true
You said it at the
Conceivers.
same time. We said it at the same time. Sorry.
Yeah, that was nice.
Hey, true Conceivers, welcome back to the Heroic Origins live draw. That's right, live draw.
Live draw.
Not slow draw. Ooh.
Draw.
So, quick draw. Yeah, so we're going to be drawing. We're trying to do designs built around the character that we created on the last episode. Let's. Well, we're also, we're not going to have Terrance is not going to be around for the next the rest of the month.
Yeah.
So we may or may not have some guests on, but we've decided that because he's not going to be back the rest of the month, we're going to double up. We're going to do double duty today. We're going to do a live draw, but also we're going to try to do the Plotcast at the same time. So we're going to try to take random elements and do a few issues of the character.
We'll try to get at least three. Like, I thought our goal was at least three.
I think three.
Like
yeah.
a half arc.
It all really, it's an experiment. It all, we're not going to use a timer. We're just going to see how it goes. We're going to do it in a more mellow fashion like we do our live draws. Right. So, I don't know. What do you think? Any other thoughts, Terrance?
No, I was going to say, so for our hybrid episode, let's talk about our character that we're going to draw about.
All right, let's
thought about.
Let's read a little summary here of the character from last episode.
All right.
Do you want to start it out, Terrance?
Oh, I can start it out. So, Phineas Cole was a mercenary fighting the good fight in a war-torn corner of Africa when he was chosen as an avatar of a deposed serpent god.
Now, with an assortment of snake-like abilities, lightning reflexes, flexible skeleton, and psychedelic venom, he carries out the missions of his mysterious master.
As a global aid worker, Phineas travels the troubled regions of the world, where he masquerades as the slithering superhero
Pytho,
the famed fighter of freedom.
Dum dum.
Pytho. Gonna bite ya.
Get bit. Yeah. So that's the character, and let's dive into it here. Let's start drawing.
Right. Well, one of the things I think we should also dive into is I think we had an idea of a little bit of his physical attributes. We didn't even mention that.
Well, he has like a long neck. He has an elongated neck.
He can elongate his neck. So
that's how I was thinking. Yeah.
That
was under appearance.
Yeah, and he has a snake-themed costume with a mask.
He's African American, shirt and tie, rolled up sleeves, formerly armor fatigues. That's his civilian appearance.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did have elongated. I guess we didn't write that down on this constriction.
Yeah. Well, those were his powers. I thought.
Neck extension right there. His jaw unhinges as well.
Yeah. So all those things are fair game.
Yeah. And he's sensitive to cold. Yeah, I guess our summary was not that.
Our summary was fun.
Solid.
Okay. Freedom fighter.
Well, you will be vanquished. Vanquished. That doesn't quite work.
There aren't enough snake-themed superheroes. They're normally bad guys.
That's true. Well.
Yeah. I think there was Snake Eyes in G.I. Joe. That's the only one I can think of.
And he's not really snake-themed. I mean, that's dice-themed, right?
I guess that's true, yeah.
All right. How are we doing this? I think the thing for me, though, is like, how do you do a snaky design that hasn't been done a million times? I mean, there's kind of a standard snaky design. That there are these variations on it. Because I'm immediately thinking the Cobra with a hood. Well, I don't know. I should get a picture of a python is what I should do.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of Actually, do you think people would really trust a snake suit? He'd be kind of like Spider-Man, right?
Well, I mean, why would they trust? Why would you trust any
You
superhero, really?
Well,
Maybe
where it's
Captain
just like
America.
it's a creature that people associate with, like, oh, that's not a good thing, and so.
Oh.
There's a part of me that really feels like he would be well suited as a Conan type character, and I don't know why.
Well, because James Earl Jones turns into a snake in
Maybe
Conan the Barbarian.
maybe that's why. Make a little. What was it? The little snakes that would come together.
Okay, let's see. Now, there's a way to pull a reference photo here.
Actually, speaking of Conan, yeah, that was like the coolest thing, like with the snake arrow. I still loved that. I still believe that Conan the Barbarian was the best cast movie of all time.
You think so?
Yeah. Has anybody been better cast for a part than Arnold Schwarzenegger in Conan the Barbarian?
Well, this is the thing. I haven't read the Conan Barbarian books, but what I've heard is that that actually the more recent Conan the Barbarian with Aquaman,
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, that one's actually more accurate.
It is a bit, but
have you read the Conan books?
They're very, I think, pulpy. Is that the right? I think is the right word. Like stories, like they were from a different time, So, and which was fun, like those. And who was the guy? Oh, who's the guy with the hat who did a lot of Solomon Kane. Solomon Kane. Those are other stories that were. Is he a Puritan? I don't know. He was, but we're both similar kind of like of their time. They were a thing, but there was a whole sword and sorcery thing there that you didn't have to stick 100% to, and you've got like something really.
Well,
he
this
came
is
out with Conan the Barbarian, the movie.
I think the Conan the Barbarian movie was great, and I mean the first one, and I kind of get the feeling that the one with Jason Momoa, even though that was really fun, I actually really enjoyed that. It wasn't as cool as the Arnold one.
No, exactly.
And
exactly.
I don't really care which one's more faithful. The one that the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger was far better. It was a really great movie. It had a lot of really great stuff to it. It was much more artistic and interesting, while still managing to be pulpy. Boy, I don't know, when he elongates his neck. I'm trying to think what this guy's face is going to look like. It's just his regular face. But
I kind of went with a snake head.
Well, but he's a global aid worker, so does he actually transform into a snake, or does he have a snake
costume? What have you is just kind of snake head. I don't know. I like the idea that he could shed his skin, and that's how he just leaves that when he takes it off. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we didn't talk about that. I mean, that would be.
Actually, he should have some skin shedding power or something,
Well, he could have a costume that he slithers in and out of. I mean, it doesn't have to be it's like he's shedding his skin when he takes it off. So, I mean, that would be a snake-like power to be able to grow a skin. So that'd be kind of cool. Oh, I'm just trying to think of a way to do it that's not going to look like every other snake hero ever made.
So let me look at his powers again. So he unhinge his jaw. Like, oh, that's right, because he bites people. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what good would that do him?
You could swallow them too. Well,
The durable bones is really his most
yes,
useful hero attributes are his durable bones and his lightning reflexes.
I think the psychedelic venom is going to be useful.
Yeah. But remember, there's a drawback to it because people got addicted to it.
Wow, we didn't really look over our. We did not write a good summary.
I forgot about that part until.
Yes, that's right. They get addicted to the venom, so he uses it to get information from them and to get them docile enough to help them out or whatever. But then they become addicted, so there's a cost. Hmm. I don't know. I think okay. I'm going to float this idea. His jaw opens up, and then a snake head pops out of it.
Like alien.
That would be a great reveal of the character, though. Like that's his disguise. It sort of it peels back, and then the thing. I'm gonna try drawing that. Let's see here.
Honestly, Dave, I think I'm quite happy with him just with the snake head and
Yeah.
like a very basic, like, because I don't know, it's something about like it being a serpent, like it shouldn't be too. I don't know.
I don't know. It's. It just. It doesn't strike me as very different. That's all. Not to say it's not a fine design. Just. Uh, hmm.
I mean, this is our most straightforward hero, though. I think possibly ever. I mean, have any of our heroes been this straightforward? Just like he's a good guy with
With
powers.
snake powers, yeah.
I don't think we've had anybody who's just been.
But he's got to look cool with his elongated neck, though. That's the thing. It's like we got to have a good.
He only elongates his neck though. He doesn't elongate his body, huh?
Well, I don't. I mean, he's got constriction powers though, so he actually does. He's capable of. His whole body's kind of snaky.
Yeah, so I don't want to make him too big.
Hmm. So, if you were a global aid worker that had tribal tattoos on your face, no, I'm serious. I'm
Well,
serious.
you could do that.
Like if you were like Maori or something like that. Not to say this guy's Maori, but if you were a Maori, you know, that came from a tribe, tribal Maori, and you actually ended up getting involved with World Aid, you'd be allowed to keep your tribal tattoos, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to make you take those off. I mean,
So I'm just wondering, like, if this guy could pass off like Snake in his civilian identity, if he could pass off, you know, the snaky stuff as a tattoo.
no. Over accentuated a part of him.
Well, accentuated what part?
I think I may have over
You give him a
accentuated.
big package?
Yeah, I made him a little too serpentine.
Endowed. My serpentine.
Oh, hello, little person.
Little person.
Oh, we have an engineering feat here. I see. So this is the.
You do the. You wave it.
I
No,
trying to
what?
get in the picture.
To the swing? A bat? Oh. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. I like it.
What's wrong with your pencil right there?
Oh, it's just sitting on it. Very cool. Very cool. Good
The
job.
cardboard is on the inside.
Oh, clever. You made the middle part of it heavy so that then it.
The wing's heavy.
The
so
wings
then
are-
it can make it look like it's flying.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, this is my second engineer child.
Marionettes. Did you know there was once someone named Tony who made marionettes at the age of 6?
No, I didn't.
And nut out of paper.
No.
He made an actual one when he was 6 years old.
Wow.
6.
6. Well, what did you just make?
A paper marionette.
And you're 7, so not far off.
I was the person who only did the Macy's.
Oh, it was like the Macy's parade?
Yeah,
Oh,
he made that.
Oh, that's cool. Learn something new every day.
I learned that in school.
Can you close the door?
Okay.
See, it occurs to me this guy is going to have super dimples. If he can elongate his mouth.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Well, I guess snakes don't, though. I guess the... Does the guy have an underbite?
I need to fix these right now. He doesn't have any, no swords. He just has a ring.
Oh, that's right. The ring.
I know. So I totally stole Conan's snake symbol from the movie.
Yeah.
I put that on his
Well,
chest.
he's maybe a fan, Maybe,
I
or maybe
really-
there's
I
some
honestly
historical
really like
accuracy.
it. So. Oh, we should look. Actually, we could look up Oracle Delphi. See if there's any.
Serpent imagery there.
Yeah, original Pythos. And I've decided that his toes disappear. I don't know why.
His toes disappear?
He should have fewer toes because he's, part serpent, They don't even have
Pretty random.
I don't know. I was drawing his feet and I thought he should just have those little, those Japanese socks, little toppy, whatever things.
I don't know about those.
Where it's like the little ninja socks. One sock. Oh, so we talked about discussing some holiday things.
Yes, we did. I think our assignment was our first assignment was to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Right.
Did you manage to catch that?
I did catch that.
Me too.
I enjoyed it. What did you think of it?
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I appreciated it being kind of an old cheesy style, old school, like something from almost from the 70s or 60s kind of, feels like everybody's in on the joke, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like the music a lot. they picked made some very good choices in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, they always pull from like the archives and get some.
Yeah.
I know. What did you think about the? Can we do a spoiler alert? Do we need to do a spoiler?
Hey everybody! Alert? Spoiler alert! If you haven't watched the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, go shut this off and go watch it, then come back. But what were you going to ask?
Oh, the thing with Mantis.
Oh, I thought that was fine. I thought it ultimately didn't make a difference. It was cool for the. Steve Englehart must be rolling over in his grave. I think he doesn't. He already doesn't like this depiction of Mantis,
and it's a horrible depiction of Mantis.
Further and further away from her original design, right?
Yeah.
So Steve Englehart must be quite upset. So I understand that. Yeah, I understand because Mantis was originally a super badass, right?
Right.
You know, martial artist, like the master of martial artist.
Yeah.
And,
I'm hoping though that this gives them reason to make her Celestial Madonna or something, you know.
Well, yeah, I guess we're curious what her story arc is going to be in this next upcoming film. Yeah, I mean that's you're right because now she's related to Ego directly,
right?
So that means that both of them could possibly have godlike powers, right?
Right.
So it is a little inconsistent, right? That Ego had her, but didn't groom her, even though she.
It's interesting that, you know, she would still be there and be alive, but, you know, all of his other children were dead. You know?
Yeah.
So.
But I thought it was funny. I really enjoyed the Drax and Mantis scenes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I thought, and Kevin Bacon was really game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm curious if he was. I mean, he's obviously willing to do superhero movies. He did the X-Men movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Who was he? He was
Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah.
Which. Okay, what's wrong here? He was Sebastian Shaw, and
you know what I'm realizing?
What's that?
I just remembered something. Like when I had locks, I always thought that if I ever went into drag, I would have my drag name would have been Medusa.
Yeah.
Because I'd had locks that were all like I would have done them up like snakes, right?
Oh sure.
So we could totally do something like that with it.
Yeah.
Snake hair.
Absolutely.
Like, is that a power? Like, could he have prehensile hair like Medusa? Like the.
Well, we said he has constriction. We didn't say what constricts.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. So we could have What if it's like a power that he didn't know because his head was shaved at the time when, and then he grows him out, and then like, whoa, that's new. I like him a lot. He's like a character that I would have made in City of Heroes. Now, the bad thing about having locks, well, there aren't any snakes that let their tails go, are there, like geckos?
I wouldn't be surprised if there are some that are. Well, let them go, or just could regrow. Well, I mean, does a snake have a tail distinct from the rest of its?
I mean, like maybe the end of it. Oh, also occurs in a few snakes.
Yeah. Okay. That's
tail shedding, autotomize, self-severing, something, autotomy. Oh, I wonder if he could do that with other parts of his body, actually. Like, he's in handcuffs, so he just, like, drops his hand and grows another one.
Yeah, I mean, well, but how quickly does it grow back, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's a good question. They don't grow back immediately.
That's something we didn't talk about. Does he have a tail of his own? I mean, does he...
Initially, when I imagined him, like, when we were working on him, I imagined him having a, like, his legs turning into, like, a snake tail, like, when he was in costume or whatever.
I could see that, or at least, you know, they can be functionally a snake tail, you know, even if they don't literally combine like that. Because if he's got flexible bones...
Yeah, it'd just be like having two snake tails.
Yeah. But, I mean, it might be that it's, like, efficient for him to put them together and slither.
Yeah. I don't know, there's so many different ways you can go with this guy. Phineas Cole.
I'm thinking he passes off snake stuff as some of the snake attributes that he has is like stuff he got while he was a mercenary. His tattoos and stuff.
Actually, though, since he's not defined as a single snake, really? I mean, Pythos was Python, right? But
yeah.
we didn't I mean, Python. I mean, those are non-biting snakes, so he just has snake abilities. He could have a lot of different looks. I mean, that whole shedding your skin thing could be. He looks one way today, and he looks a different way the next time.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, they do camouflage, and they do mimicry, and they do, you know. I like that aspect. That is a possibility that he could look more human today and more snake tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing. So what are you doing?
I don't know. Just look over. You'll see. I'm trying to design a civilian look for him. And I'm going with my idea of him looking like he has tribal tattoos or something. Yeah.
No, that's not working. And regardless, he's pretty jacked.
What? I'm sorry?
I'm saying regardless, he's pretty jacked.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. There's a guy I follow on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's like, Kings, you want to get this chest?
Oh, you're like, this is a workout thing?
Yeah, he's completely like ripped and whatnot. But
What the hell happened there? See, is there a way for me to just copy something? I wonder if there's a way to do that. Copy and paste. Whoop. That was not the right way to use it, apparently. Okay, let's see. What happened? Oh, I see.
I'm gonna take a quick break, Dave. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna turn my camera off.
Okay.
Who's back? It's Terrance. Look at that. Hey.
Terrance, welcome back.
So, you know what we need to do?
What's that?
Talk a little bit about our story here. What is Hytho going to be doing?
How do I move this thing around? Okay. Well, you know, I used our heroic character or heroic plot story element random generator thing. Hey, we've got a chat here.
We need a name for this thing.
All right, Daredevil? Somebody's asking Daredevil. I'm not sure. This was...
Oh, I see it. Yeah, there's a little bit of a Daredevil mask. I had a couple horns.
Oh, okay. I was not prepared. Sorry, folks, we haven't responded to you. I wonder if they're still listening. Okay, yeah, let's look at some random elements here that we had drew up. Not that you guys can see any of this. Let's see. All right, I pulled up a random plot element. This is for issue 1. We're going to maybe do 3 issues. Issue 1, a journey begins or ends. Okay. Character element, insert a character's perversion into the story. Not all perversions are sexual. Don't go there.
Just like he's a snake guy. There's a...
Okay, and setting element would be insert an unusual object into the story. Okay.
I don't know. This is seeming NSFW.
But I mean, a journey begins or ends is easy. He just gets a dream or he gets a notification from the Serpent God.
What if I give him snake eyes and he looks less daredevil-y? I think in color too, once you have his locks coming out the back, and once they get long enough and he has like snake locks, I like that idea. Okay, so journey begins. I mean, well, that's all he does, right? He travels around and...
Well, yeah, he already travels, but I mean, it's going to be a specific journey, presumably.
What if he has to find like is on a quest to find like the lost oracle of Delphi or something?
Well, let's look at the other things. There's unusual objects, so I mean, the natural thing would be that he's either asked to go find an unusual object, or is given an unusual object to go to help him find the thing.
What's the last thing you would need for a snake? Pants.
For snake, what? Pants?
I'm just saying, for a snake, the last thing you would want would be pants, shoes, things that have to do with feet. That would be an unusual object.
So he'd wear a loincloth or something? That's what you're saying?
Well, no, I'm just saying. What if the snake god is like, I need you to find my shoes?
Wait. Okay, let's decide now. Is this a comedy? Is this a joke hero? Or
no, I just say an unusual object would be, something that would have nothing to do with a snake, and that would be unusual. Like, what do you mean shoes? Why do you have shoes?
Yeah, it'd be a joke, though. It'd be funny.
It doesn't have to be a joke. It could just be, there could be a legit reason for it. We just have to come up with it.
It's interesting. I'm looking at this picture. Do you see the picture I have up of the snake?
Yeah.
I never realized that they had that little venom tube. That's where it's coming from. Look at that. It's like a little urethra or something.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure, but that's kind of what it looks like, right?
Because it comes through, if they have fangs, it comes out of their fangs. But they can't spit stuff.
Oh, that's a good point. It comes out of the fangs. Well, what's that? What is that? Do they
I don't
swallow
know.
something?
Where's its tongue? Is it tongue in there or something?
Is there a tongue for a snake? Like, well, of course. Oh, that must be it. It's a snake. Okay, that's where the tongue must have come out of. It's a elongated tongue, right?
Yeah, I don't know the anatomy of a snake very well, honestly.
Yeah, neither do I. Well, geez, maybe we should do some research before we do a snake.
Research? That sounds ridiculous. Oh, that's a different thing. There is a tongue sheath. The glottis?
So that thing must be where the tongue is housed. So okay.
Oh, the extendable glottis allows breathing while ingesting prey. That's what that is.
What is it again? Read it again.
It's an extendable glottis that allows breathing while it's ingesting prey.
Oh, that's interesting. So that's not where the tongue is stored.
No, there's a little sheath under it that's where the tongue goes.
Huh. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Today I learned.
There is a tongue sheath. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about his forked tongue.
Yeah, I didn't think about the forked tongue either.
Yeah, snakes look so cool. See, now I'm looking at pictures of snakes, and I really don't feel I'm doing them justice.
Well, I'm thinking, yeah, I want to come up with some sort of unique design, or more unique.
I mean, you know, I can keep.
What?
I could just keep going off on these guys.
Well, you can. You can do what you want. I like that. That's kind of neat. Hmm.
So he can smell with his tongue.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool if. Well, first off, how does the serpent god communicate with him? Is it through dreams?
Well, I thought that was kind of part of having him giving him the ring. Was a way for him to have a connection.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about the ring.
Yeah, I just wanted some sort of talisman so that he had some sort of connection. But
that's if he's trying to communicate with. I mean, what is the serpent god? Just start talking through the ring like Dick Tracy or something? I mean, what
I guess it doesn't have to be like out loud. It could be telepathic, like.
Because I think dreams would be kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Whoops.
What if he just comes to him in the form of other snakes? Like, he's just hanging out and there's like a little snake will slither up to him.
See, I thought the ring was like holding the costume or something, a la the Flash.
Oh no, I didn't think of the ring like that.
It was a communication ring.
I just
So
thought
that,
of it.
see, that's how he calls the serpent god, not how the serpent god calls him.
Okay.
Or maybe, I don't know.
I know, that's kind of horrifying.
Well, he should maybe be horrifying when he's protecting the innocent, right? I mean, it's literally, he would literally be horrifying, of course, no matter how much you prettied it up.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with the idea that he has many different looks. Because it's possible, because we didn't define that. He couldn't.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we disagree on the way something's supposed to look. So,
Well, no, just the fact that he's not a defined snake, and there's so many different kinds and so many attributes. You know, he's like the manimal, but just of snakes.
so he's one of those characters that can do anything snake-like.
Well, yes, we defined him as having. I don't know, but I like the idea of him having snake legs, but then I like the idea of him just looking heroic and human. And then I like this horrific thing. Then I also kind of liked him just having, snake head. I can't, in essence, I can't decide what I want him to look like.
Yeah.
So I've got 3 versions of him that I kind of dig, all of them.
Well, some of these could be his villains too. Is one of these could, he could be. It's interesting. The serpent god could actually choose the form that he takes. It's like in this mission, you must be this form, but no, I need to look human enough to be able to get away with this stuff with my job. So actually, he needs to have a pretty wide head. Ugh, why does he keep doing that?
I know. I feel like it's just different degrees of the same power. Like, the more I'm thinking about it, it's kind of like trying to think who's somebody that does that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he could, depending on what his power is, he could look very different, right?
Well, no, just that, like, if he's just, like, gonna use a little bit of his power, he doesn't have to, like, I don't know. It's kind of like if the Hulk had different levels that he could Hulk out at. Like, he was just, like, green but human-sized. And then he gets bigger the stronger that he needs to be. And then bigger than that, kind of. I'm trying to think. There's somebody who does stuff like that. Just gets more... Actually, it goes back to Naruto, which I've been watching, where he gets more... the more abilities and powers and jutsu and whatnot he uses, the different he looks. Like, he starts out looking like himself, and then he's like, ultimately he's this glowing guy in that trench coat. That's like in full power, so it's like, or like, he goes like super snake Saiyan, whatever. He can. And for some reason I really like him in short sleeves.
Okay.
Maybe I should take the sleeves off altogether. I actually kind of like that more. I think I like the short sleeves because it really accentuates his biceps. But...
Okay.
Well, it's important. It won't look good when you're stretching your neck out. And
Yeah, sure.
humanity. Actually, though, good point about him having tattoos and stuff, since he's a mercenary and ex-military. It'd be completely normal for him to have a bunch of tattoos.
Well, it's the face tattoo stuff that's maybe not so normal.
Oh.
I've been working on a face, and I want him to have face tattoos. So, okay. A journey, a perversion, and it's a character's perversion. It doesn't have to be the main character's perversion. So, I mean, that kind of thing is that he's going on a mission, actually, to go after someone who's perverse in some way.
Or maybe it's this snake god's perversion. Like, he's sending him on this quest for...
He's got a foot fetish?
For something, some attribute of the Oracle of Delphi. I just keep thinking, like, bringing it back to that.
Okay, well, what if it's like a war against Apollo? Okay, so that's our background. We don't have to tell them that's what's going on, even though we're telling our audience that right here. But we could say that there is some sort of, and it's not necessarily Apollo as a Greek god, but just as Apollo as a rival god.
Yeah.
And Apollo is maybe
the same god that the Greeks worshipped, but doesn't necessarily make him be Greek god.
Yeah. I mean, the Apollo could go by many names in many cultures, right? So, what's Apollo? Let's see here. There's a question there. What's Apollo? Apollo.
Well, I mean, Apollo doesn't have to be doing anything. It's just Apollo wronged him in the past, right?
No, I know, but maybe he's trying to get an item that is associated with Apollo. He's trying to sabotage Apollo. Here we go. The symbols of the Greek god Apollo. You know, I should bring this up on my other pad. Let's see. Okay. Though Apollo was the most Hellenic of all gods, he derived mostly from a type of god that originated in Anatolia and spread to Egypt by way of Syria and Palestine. Traditionally, Apollo and his twin Artemis were born on the Isle of Delos. From there, Apollo went to Pytho, Delphi. That's another name for Delphi. That's interesting. Where he slew Python, the dragon that guarded the area. He established his oracle by taking on the guise of a dolphin. That's interesting. Leaping aboard a Cretan ship and forcing the crew to serve him. Thus, Pytho was renamed Delphi after the dolphin. Oh, that's interesting.
Huh.
And the Cretan, there's probably a dolphin avatar out there as well.
Yeah.
Pytho was renamed Delphi after the dolphin, and the Cretan cult of Apollo Delphinius superseded that previously established there by Earth. During the Archaic period, the fame of the Delphic oracle spread as far as Lydia in Anatolia and achieved Pan-Hellenic status. The god's medium was the Pythia, a local woman over 50 years old, who, under his inspiration, delivered oracles in the main temple of Apollo. The oracles were subsequently interpreted and versified by priests. Other oracles of Apollo existed on the Greek mainland, on Delos and Anatolia, but none rivaled Delphi in importance. But the dolphin thing's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I guess Apollo's primarily associated with healing and prophecy. This doesn't give us enough symbols, though. Let's see. Symbols of the Greek gods. Okay, Apollo symbols: bow and arrows. The lyre. Is it the lyre or lyre? How do you pronounce that? The instrument? Lyre. The raven.
Really?
Rays of light radiating from his head.
Yeah, I thought it was all about the sun.
Branch of laurel. And a wreath.
Anything from?
So, I mean, that, like, there's a raven. Like, if it was a dolphin, a raven. Like, what if? So we've got dolphins and ravens associated with Apollo. I mean, what they could do is go try to steal these items from places that have these other symbols there. So there could be like a dolphin. He has to go get some sort of dolphin item, and face the dolphin avatar. And then there's a raven avatar that he would have to face for a different item. And then maybe the rays of light, maybe he has to... I don't know how we would do that. Find some guru who's, masquerading as God,
Well, it's not necessarily a guru; it's just an oracle, right? So modern times.
Oh, the actual oracle. Yeah.
Who's a fortune teller, or who's somebody? Maybe it's a stockbroker. Like somebody's like, I can make you a fortune. I can see the future. all cryptocurrency.
Actually, I love that. I love the idea that the modern day Oracle is a stockbroker. So, but that's kind of interesting to me. Do you think it has a glowing head? He always makes a point of appearing in daylight so that nobody sees that his head's glowing.
I like that. Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Like everyone's like, he just has this glow about him.
Okay. So basically so that's one of the missions is to hunt down the current Oracle of Delphi, which is a Greek stockbroker.
Didn't Greece have a whole bunch of financial trouble?
Yeah, but some people certainly got rich off of it, I'm sure.
Uh,
Well, but this is like, you've got really, I think George Soros is Greek, right? He's like a billionaire, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories about him, right-wing conspiracy theories about this guy. But he's a philanthropist, or he's a manipulator of countries and stuff with money and stuff. He's a money trader.
mm-hmm.
But I think he's Greek, and he's international because he's rich, So there's certainly rich people. I mean, it could be somebody like it could be like Jamie Dimon, who's in charge of I think J.P. Morgan and Chase. Is that right?
You're
Let me find out.
Mad Money guy.
Well, I'm just saying that CEO J.P. Morgan. Yeah, Jamie Dimon is like the CEO of J.P. Morgan. So it may not be that the person's a broker per se as much as the head of a brokerage firm. So they are, and runs it, but it, of course uses their. I mean, I would think it should be a powerful person,
Okay.
I mean, it would have to be somebody of great renown because the Oracle of Delphi was really, really well known. And so this would be, yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
All right.
It occurs to me what I can do is because I'm using this here, I actually have. I can pull up this document. There it is. Well, so do you want to say that this person's that Pytho? Whoops. Well, but that's like a big mission right off the bat, because you would think the Oracle would be a big baddie, right? That'd be a boss.
That's a good point.
So I'm like, what if we lead up to that? What if it starts off with more like, that's where that goes to these other avatars, like a dolphin. I mean, it could be all it could be all related to this brokerage firm. And there are branches, right? There are branches all around the world. So he's going to one of the branches, the Delphine branch or something like that. And there's maybe like a talisman of some sort that represents Apollo, I mean, would it be an actual dolphin? Would it be stealing a dolphin avatar? Oops. Or would it be or would it be facing off against a dolphin avatar? I kind of like.
I like the villain being a dolphin, like some dolphin man, some sort of.
Yeah.
Some sort. I mean, I don't know. There's something interesting about that because you could have a dolphin-based villain, where dolphins are normally like sunshine and rainbows and dolphins. And instead, it's like, ha ha ha. Because dolphins are kind of jerks too.
They can be. Let's see. Delphi. Where is Delphi anyway? Delphi, Greece. Oops. I don't really even know. Whoops. That's not what I want to do. So Delphi is... Whoops. What happened there? Well. Oh, I see. Okay. So it's right there near, what's that body of water? It's interesting. The Gulf of Corinth. Okay. Well, so he's sent to the Gulf of Corinth. Well, you know, the fact that Greece is going through economic trouble fits with the character, right? Because his global aid might go to Greece, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're that.
But... I don't think they're that bad off, too, because they're still part of the European Union, right?
Yeah. I just remember they were having... I think their thing was all about pensions, really.
Yeah. Just going to see what the current... Changes to foreign... This is exciting for our audience. Changes in foreign aid to Greece from 2010 to 2022. Well, you know, we don't have to get into the fine details here, I suppose. Let me go back here. So, okay, Pytho is given a mission to go to Delphi, Greece. Why, do we want to just say that?
Well, I mean, that's a bit spot on. I think.
Okay, just go to Greece.
I mean...
Well, to the Gulf of Corinth.
Okay.
Which is right near there. So the Gulf of Corinth to recover a sunken... Let's say it's like a sunken... an item from a sunken vessel.
Actually, yeah, that's a cool idea. Because then he's in the water, yeah.
So he's maybe doing stuff... he's got a reason on land, that he's doing stuff. And then... but he has to sneak away to go searching for this. And the slithering probably helps him.
Well, yeah, he can be like an eel in the water.
Yeah. Upon finding the wreckage, he faces off against a dolphin-like opponent. A dolphinoid avatar of another god. So he ultimately wins and gets the item, though, right? Or what's the perversion? I guess we kind of skipped that part.
Well, to me, it was kind of like it was just something to be spiteful. For this.
Okay, so the perversion's just that it's trying to,
just
trying to hurt the. Okay, so what's the item though? I mean, should be a dolphin member.
A dolphin, dolphin fin or something. Or well, actually, no. It should be something like
What if it is actually? What if it's getting the fin from this avatar, this dolphin avatar, and then it gets ground up and drunk or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, like, because that's a thing.
So okay, so this is the. So the item is a dolphin fin, right?
Yeah.
Or is it the blowhole?
How are you gonna get a blowhole? That's a.
Well, I mean, it would be pretty. You'd have to carve out quite a bit of the. But the fin would be kind of. I mean, that would be. You know what would be interesting about that is because it would create some moral ambiguity. Because it's sort of like, I don't want to chop off this creature's arm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it would be. I mean, and maybe this is when he finds. I mean, maybe this is how he finds out that his snake god benefactor can just be a jerk sometimes. Who was just getting petty.
Well, yeah.
What if this? Because what if every enemy?
What if he refuses to do it?
Like,
what if he refuses to do it and then he's punished for it?
Okay. He has to cut off the dolphinoid's fin, and he refuses to do it, and yeah. Because what if the guy's not really that bad?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, totally might not be. So then Pytho is then punished by the serpent god. Okay. Who knows exactly how that punishment occurs, but that's the plot of us, because we could just be like, that's the last panel.
Yeah, exactly.
Who shall be punished? Oh! So that's the cliffhanger there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
That perfect end is that, what do you mean you're not going to do what I tell you to?
I like it.
I like him being this is like almost a Silver Surfery, at odds with the god.
Yeah, exactly.
That granted you power.
All right, let's go to the second issue. Whoops. Hey. I'll do that. Okay, in issue 2, somebody dies. We have to introduce a mentor and also describe the surrounding activity level in the story. So somebody dies.
Well, I think that's going to be your dolphinoid.
Well, do you think the serpent god does it himself or something, or has another avatar? Well, maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe that's what it is. The Pytho is punished, so then the serpent god brings back an old avatar, like the spirit of an old avatar, to teach him how it's supposed to be done. So he gets trained.
Oh.
And maybe that character's name is Serpo.
Serpo.
or what? We've got Pytho, we got Serpo, we could have Snako. Constricto.
Fango.
Well, what are some synonyms for, let's see.
Boa.
Maybe. Actually, that might be, synonym for snake. Serpent Ophidian. Jeez, I kind of like that. What does that mean?
Oh, actually, you know what?
That sounds Greek.
What if the guy who is his mentor is really just an old guy? Like, I mean, he's not immortal or anything, so he has to get new avatars, right?
Oh, okay. So
So this
So
is somebody
basically,
who just
somebody who
aged
lost his he got too old for the job, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
And so they took away all the snake powers.
right,
Okay.
right.
Well, but still, does he have a snaky name?
Sure, yeah, yes.
I like Ophidian. I
That's
really like.
it sounds like an old name. That's I like it. For
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. So the serpent god assigns Pytho mentor. His previous avatar, Ophidian, who has aged out of the job. Okay. All right, so we've introduced a mentor, and I mean, it makes sense that I mean, I feel like the dolphinoid avatar got away.
Oh,
But do
I
you
like the
think
idea that he was killed because it's like, you know what, you're not going to do this, and he gets killed anyway. Like,
well, but there's a reason why there's a reason why he's not killing them himself, and I presume that's because that would put him. It's sort of like a proxy war. If he goes around killing the avatars of Apollo.
I guess that's a good point.
Yeah, so I'm thinking. So maybe. So I guess I'm trying to think when he gets punished.
Somebody died.
What isn't the mentor just is like? We need to go. Is like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to. I'm going to take you out and show you how you have to do this or whatever. I mean, it could also just be that the Ophinoid shows up in a scuba gear and then kills the Dolphinoid. That could be it.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking, that he was the one that killed him. Yeah, I mean, like, this is how it's done, Well, I guess that. Oh, no.
Well, because I guess I'm trying to think. The end of the last thing is that he's grappled, he's dominated, he's controlled, he has won the fight with the Dolphinoid, and then he has his knife, or he's gonna. Is it a knife? I imagine a knife, but maybe he's gonna bite it off. But he's gonna take the fin. I think a knife. I don't know.
Yeah, I like a knife. He brought.
He may have already like bitten into the Dolphinoid, and he's in a hallucinatory trance.
Yeah.
And then he has a knife, and he was going to cut off the fin, but he's like, I can't do it. I just can't name this creature. And that's when he is struck down by a bolt of lightning. Doesn't make sense, so he's struck down by something.
I mean, he's underwater. He could get zapped by an electric eel. Snake, sea serpent.
I mean, it could just be agony, waves of agony, I suppose. But it could, yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, maybe that's the thing. Yeah, maybe that's it. The Ophinoid is riding like a eel or something.
Maybe he can't, doesn't have the powers, but he can still, control or communicate with animals, right?
The Ophinoid?
He can. So he has some vestige of the power left, but not, the same powers. He can just control snake-like creatures.
So a bunch of electric eels basically go down and eat and kill the Dolphinoid. Is that it? or do they attack? Do they attack Python? What are some aquatic snakes? Let's look at that.
I mean, I think there are sea snakes, literal sea snakes.
There absolutely are, but what are they? Sea snake. That's actually a term. Okay, sea snake or coral reef snakes are elapid snakes, whatever that means, that inhabit marine environments for most or all of their lives. Yada, 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 yada.
They're venomous.
So, I mean, basically, it's just the... Can they breathe underwater? Are they amphibious? Well, they're related to venomous terrestrial snakes. So in Australia,
Of course.
they have paddle-like tails, and many have laterally compressed bodies that give them an eel-like appearance. Unlike fish, they do not have gills and must surface regularly to breathe. That's okay.
Yeah.
So why don't we say that? Okay, so the ophinoid. Well, first off, are ophinoids sea snakes? Maybe we should make it more sea snake-like or something.
Well, he doesn't have to be. I mean, he controls snakes in general, so he could just be riding them to having them take him in the water.
Wait, did I spell this wrong? Ophidian, I'm sorry. That's what I was reading. They're beautiful. Wow. Oh, I guess they're technically reptiles, not snakes. That's interesting.
Snakes are reptiles.
I don't know that they're literally reptiles.
What?
Don't reptiles have legs?
I don't know that that's a defining characteristic of a...
All I notice here is they're making a distinction between snakes and reptiles.
Huh.
So... Anyway, ophinoid's fine. That's fine. Okay, so this is... Okay. Okay, so Pytho and the dolphinoid are... and the dolphinoid are attacked by sea snakes at the command of the ophinoid, or the ophidian, sorry. So the dolphinoid dies. Is that right?
Well, I thought you didn't want to kill him.
No, I'm okay with it. This makes sense to me. I mean, I don't think... I hesitate to kill him. Well, it doesn't have to kill him. They could just simply... He tears off the fin.
Yeah.
And leaves him maimed and just sort of leaves him for dead, you know?
Yeah.
So Pytho suffers from poisoning, basically. Venom poisoning. So he goes into a... While the fin... Should it be all the fins? How many fins should be taken from the dolphin?
I mean, just the main fin that makes sense to me.
The hump, the back fin?
Yeah.
Okay. Of the unconscious dolphinoid. So, Ophidian announces, tells Pytho he's here to make sure he follows the Serpent God's commands. And then I guess Ophidian is the previous avatar of the Serpent God, but has mostly aged out of the job. He'll be acting as a mentor. Okay, and when we say describe the surrounding activity level in the story, that's obviously for the game this was written for, but how does the activity level in the story, I mean, is that just...
What does that mean exactly? That's where I was like, okay.
Well, in the game, it would just be about focusing on writing about what the activity level was like what, is it busy? Is it quiet? That sort of thing. And I don't know how that really plays into this. But if we want to somehow use the environment in the story, the activity level, to say there was there was a school of fish that was coming through and it was confusing things. But I don't know that it's really relevant. Well, I mean, we're just saying that the sea snakes...
I think this would be kind of... they're under the sea, right? There's the high drama of I'm paralyzed and I can't do anything, and you're doing whatever. You're cutting his thing off, It
occurs to me that all these creatures cannot breathe underwater, so the dolphinoid is probably going to die if it's unconscious, whereas these guys can go back up to the surface. But I kind of feel I think leaving the dolphinoid for dead is one thing. I think it can be ambiguous as to whether it actually...
Yeah.
The key, though, is that he's been left unconscious and with a removed fin, which means it's bleeding out. There'll probably be sharks coming, right? So...
Yeah, well, presumably, Dolphinoid has some dolphin friends, so...
Yeah, so that can come in.
Don't mess with dolphins.
Well, you don't think bloody dolphins? You don't think
Well, they might, but dolphins tend to go in packs and beat up sharks.
Well, sure. Well, there might be a school of dolphins. Maybe that's actually part of the thing. A school of dolphins comes by and chases them off.
Yeah.
Chases off the Ophidian and Pytho. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay. Okay, that's issue 2. All right, issue 3. We reveal our random elements. Okay. No, why does that keep happening? Okay, a character experiences a drastic reversal of fortune. Insert a character's obsession into the story, different than a perversion. Okay, and insert a feeling of deja vu into the story.
I think now we see why Ophidian was such a good avatar for the snake god, because he's got his own issues. And that feels a bit like deja vu, and therefore...
Well, that's... Okay, so the Ophidian can talk about when he came around to...
he's got his own... what would his obsession be?
Well,
I faithfully served the snake god for 70 years, because...
Well, the deja vu, this could give us a chance to go into the background of our characters. So there's as a mercenary, we could have a flashback to, maybe he had, it's one of those things where maybe he had sworn off. One of the reasons why he didn't want to dismember the guy, the dolphinoid, was because, he once did something like that in a theater of war, and he regretted it.
Maybe he used to be part of Greenpeace.
Well, he would be part of Greenpeace now. Well, we said he was a mercenary, right?
Yeah.
But he was a good guy mercenary. I forgot about that. He was a good guy mercenary. He fought for the good guys.
It doesn't mean he didn't do bad things, you know.
Well, I think that's the thing about war is it's like you're in a war zone, and you may, even if you don't do it yourself, you might, let it go a little bit. If other people are doing it, like he might have witnessed people like chopping off ears or something like that to take as souvenirs.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
And he may have found that distasteful, So I mean, like a deja vu could be a flashback, basically. Is like sort of. But I don't know. What are you thinking? What do you think?
What do you think of it?
This is him. This is as a mercenary.
That's his civilian.
Well, that's his civilian look. Okay.
He's out in the bush, doing some. He's just got. You're
not going to put tattoos on his face.
Nah. And then, slightly transformed.
Well, okay.
Or he has snake face, more bodily transformation. I don't know. See, but then I go full on.
Yeah.
So,
you see my. I don't know if you looked at my stuff, but I kind of have. No, but I wanted to go with a little bit more. I don't know. This is maybe too gruesome to be a civilian thing, but I like the idea of him. I don't know. I kind of like that face. And let's see, with the jaws open, like kind of. I was thinking like that or something, but I don't know. I mostly just focused on the face. Let me see. Did I have any other stuff that was interesting? No, that was that. That's not anything I care about. Yeah, I just mostly focused on the face. Put a pair of glasses on him. You can't even tell he's a snake guy.
It's Clark Kent.
That's right.
It's a snake.
Anyway, that's where I would go.
Yeah, you could just. I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking like, oh, he could have, if he had just like patches of snake skin, he could just be like, oh, it's eczema or something. Like.
Well, yeah. It could be like that.
Like little.
I mean, it's. But I was thinking it might double his hair, like a hairline or something, But it doesn't look like that so much. But yeah, I mean, he could totally have like some sort of. I like the idea of him being in a suit and tie with that face. That he's
still having like the mercenary like. That's a good idea. Just to.
He's just sort of accepted as a. It's just accepted that he's got this for whatever reason because he was in a war zone. He's got scars. It could be scars. They could be tattoos. They could be a combination of the two. And then, and it's just he's that unusual looking aid worker that comes to villages and stuff, And this actually can cause him a lot of trouble, right? Think about it. If he had like tattoos on his face and stuff, there's always going to be somebody who's like, "Look at that tattooed freak. Let's beat him up," and then he could show off his powers.
See, whereas I was imagining more as the, look, my kind-hearted Doctors Without Borders kind of NGO worker,
Oh, sure. Well, but I mean, I wonder if there's precedence for this. Let's see.
I once got to meet Jacques Cousteau's like grandson. I think his name was Christian or something like that. But this guy has like long hair and he works for the water NGO thing, and I swear it's like no matter where he is, there's just some strange wind somewhere and his hair is just blowing in the breeze. He's like always ethereally like like perfect. And you're just like, how where's that breeze coming from? Like, where's the lights that are specially shining on him?
Here's a guy with a face tattoo. Well, this is a
lot of face tattoos like are gang related too. Like when you see the big numbers.
Well, he's part of a snake gang.
What's the toilet paper? Coronavirus survivor.
Look at this. See, look at fading tradition of female facial tattoos. You know, I mean, these are people. So I mean, there's cultural stuff here. You know,
Well, yeah.
It could be passed off as just, you know, like a cultural thing.
Right.
Of course, he's American. That's something we decided. Let's see here. Tribal face tattoos. Oh. Like, are those folks there? Like, you know, look at that. Like, if that person was an aid worker. I mean, that's what I was imagining, was somebody with, like, Maori tattoos.
Okay.
And that person could totally be an aid worker, because it's just a traditional thing.
Yeah.
You know, this is more of your traditional gang tattoo, right?
Well, that's...
Oh, look at that. Look,
this tattoo, right?
that's kind of snaky. That's kind of snaky right there. Something like that. That's kind of snaky. Huh. Anyway, all I'm saying is there's precedent for facial tattoos. There's all this stuff too, right? The little carved things and stuff.
The scarification kind of.
Yeah. Which would be, that would make a lot of sense. It's like, say, these are facial scars, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, you don't have to go the way I was going. That just was something that occurred to me, was trying to figure. And now that I'm seeing these, I would probably do the tattoos a little differently. But I love the idea of an aid worker walking around, suit and tie, rolled up sleeves, and facial tattoo. I think that'd be badass. Like one of these Maori facial tattoos. Huh. Look at that. Look at that. That's awesome. I mean, I'm too non-committal to do something like that, but I just think it's... I'm fascinated by tattoos, you know?
To do any tattoo, or...
Well, no, they're bad tattoos, but people that get tattoos, you know, they're people that have really great body art, you know? There is an art form to it that I think is pretty spectacular, you know, that can be really, really cool. Some of it's really bad, right? but I think it can look really cool.
I have my own snake tattoo.
Nice. Is that a real tattoo?
Yeah. No, I just put this on especially for this episode.
Well, I think
I'm waiting for the moment to pull it out.
Look at this tattoo right there. That's pretty sweet. See, I love body art. You know, it's like I would totally be into body art if it's non-committal. So, you know, I would just need to get some sort of kit where I could put on a tattoo and just keep it on for a day or something, or a weekend.
In college, there were these girls that would because like if you're hanging out with a bunch of artists and potential tattoo artists, and you've got Sharpies, these girls would get stuff drawn on them in Sharpie. It was like having a temporary tattoo before that became a thing that you could just like buy, I guess, you know. Because like that's what the celebrities do for movies. They have fake tattoos stuck on.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, no, it can be done, and I'm such a hairy guy that I don't know that I can really get away with tattoos so much. But
you can always do a Sharpie.
Well, yeah, I did that once, and actually got a lot of attention at this club that I was at. There was this lady who was performing, and she put I'd shaved my head. This was years ago. I'd
Uh,
shaved my head, so she wrote "Die Baby Die" on the back of my head, and I did. I got some attention. It's like there was a lady came up and then like, "Oh, what's that tattoo on the back of your head?" And it's like, "Oh, it's magic marker, isn't it?" So, the tattoos, they do draw attention. Yeah, look at that. What a badass tattoo.
yeah, no, there's some of these like full body things, like yeah, and they just look really cool. But it's like, yeah, I would not.
Well, it's just the
Or
commitment
like
to
the
it.
solid black ones, like 21 Pilots when they came out. The guy's neck was all black, and we thought that it was like a complete tattoo, and it was like, oh, that looks so cool. But I don't think it was a tattoo at all. It was just makeup.
Well, anyway, that was my idea of doing some sort of tattoo that was kind of snaky looking. I suppose having the snake eyes would be too much. The person would have to have regular eyes. Though they could shift. You know, the thing is when you use the powers, they could shift from regular eyes to suddenly having
Yeah, that's what I would think. Yeah.
slits. Um, yeah. I don't know. But we should talk at some point here. We're almost 2 hours in here. So, at least 2 hours from when we started. Well, I guess it may not be. How long have we actually been on? No, it's almost 2 hours since we've been broadcasting. So,
Yeah, we're okay.
I guess we haven't done the third issue yet. A character experiences a drastic reversal of fortune. Insert a character's obsession into a story. Insert a feeling of deja vu into the story. So
That's the last.
Well, so if we're following you from they've just been chased to the surface. The Ophidian, is it going to be O apostrophe Phidian? Is it going to be like an Irish guy? But he's like, so they, well, are we picking up exactly where we left off in the last story, where they've been driven to the surface by this school of dolphins, or do we want to give them? Say that they got out and it's like a day later or something.
Why don't we just move on from there?
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I guess like give him mentor time here. You know?
But okay, so this is now presumably he's here on work, right? So he's actually got a official job he's doing in Greece, but he was sneaking off to look for this, wreckage. So is that a complicating factor, or does he take a leave of absence, or what is? Or does he take a sick day? I guess he's probably, he's probably suffering still from. There's the venom from the eels or the sea snake.
Yeah.
Well, what is Let's talk about Ophidian. What's his obsession? Does he have an obsession above and beyond being an avatar of the snake god, or does he have an obsession because he's no longer the snake god's?
I think of him kind of like Venom with Spider-Man, right? They had aligning issue things, so that he was happy to be the snake god's avatar because he has an obsession with something. I don't know what, but
is it just an obsession with? Maybe he wants to get the snake powers back.
Well, no, that he had an upset that it was his upset because basically the snake god is terrible because he's a bit of a jerk, and then this guy worked with him and was really happy to do whatever he asked, because maybe he's just violent. He's an obsession with violence, and he liked hurting people. He liked being able to, have, license. Somebody told him to do, to go brutalize someone.
Well, what if he used maybe so assuming he had the same powers previously, right? Then, what if he liked to get people addicted to the venom?
Yeah.
And he was like a drug dealer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what if he was just power hungry? Like he liked the power. Yeah, his obsession is power and
Okay.
control, and yeah, abuse.
Okay. So he actually he so did he was he like did he set himself up as a warlord in some country or something? Is it?
I like that. Yes, his mentor is a warlord.
Uh-huh. So was he
Oh.
in was is okay? So Ophidian had used his snake powers to become a warlord in what country? In Africa? In Asia?
Where's
In Ireland?
Why? It's Ireland.
Well, just because it's like it's Ophidian.
Well, why would we put him like a little
We
outside?
can do
Because
it.
he's
Watch
hidden
this.
there.
Watch this. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch me make him Irish. Now he's back to not being Irish. I mean, it's a Greek name.
I was gonna say, but if we could put him further, like, what if we put him in like Afghanistan or somewhere? Just move him
Okay.
from to a different continent. He's like a little removed because like the idea was that he got his powers in Africa, but the
Well, what's closer to Greece? They're like maybe Lebanon or something, or Ethiopia. Well, yeah, that's still kind of Africa, isn't it? I guess it's Middle East though. Well,
yeah, no, that's why I was trying to move him further. Like I can't think of any
you're
other.
right. You're right. We could do that. So why don't we do Afghanistan, or do we want to go more into Russia or something like Georgia?
We could go, yeah, we could push him further into Russia somewhere.
What are some trouble spots in?
Well, it's like you've got a lot of South Asia. I don't know if you necessarily end up with warlords. I mean, we could make our own little country though. He could have just carved out his place in Mongolia or something.
War-torn countries in Asia. How do I get
Or you
to
could go to South America.
Burma, Cambodia, Kingdom of Funan, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam. What about in the Baltics? Probably nothing. Nothing recent. Okay. Well, because is the Ukraine in Asia or is it in Europe or where is that exactly?
I think it's Europe.
Is that Europe? Okay, let's say East.
So.
Because I feel like there's a whole bunch of I need to do say current conflicts.
If you put him in Europe, we basically made his mentor Doctor Doom.
A warlord's a little different in a failed country. You don't have your own capital city necessarily.
I guess that's true.
What is the current conflict? Let's see. Armenia and Azerbaijan.
Isn't Azerbaijan in Africa? Or am I thinking? No,
it was a conflict between them for the control of Nagorno-Karabakh. What wars are happening right now? Okay, there's Ukraine, Ethiopia, Afghanistan, U.S. and China are at war according to this. Okay, Iran versus the U.S. and Israel. These are okay. Some of these are diplomatic wars.
Oh, put them well, I was trying to move them further.
Well, why don't we just say? We'll just say Afghanistan. That's fine. Why don't we say Afghanistan?
I don't know.
I just was like, that's kind of like a. Okay.
You can make it your own. His own little country that he's carved out. Like that's what I'm saying. You can carve his own little country out of Mongolia, and if you want to move even further, Snakistan. You can put him on the coast of the east coast of Asia somewhere.
Let's just say Afghanistan for now.
Okay.
And we can fix it later. But Ophidian has used his snake powers to become a warlord in Afghanistan. So does he actually? But they're going to stay in Greece when they're doing the mentorship here, right?
Oh no. Well, no. I mean, they whatever. I mean, that issue resolved, and he got out of there. He was sick, so he wouldn't stay in the country because he was sick. I don't know. They could move
Well,
out. They
but
don't
I
have
mean,
to.
what does Ophidian basically kidnap him and take him to Afghanistan,
Why
or
not?
what do they do?
I
Or do
mean,
they
he's his
say,
mentor. Yeah,
huh?
he had to be taken in. And I mean, you could.
Does he take him to Afghanistan for training? I mean, I'm just saying, where do they go next?
Yeah,
Or do
see, I'm thinking
do
this
they
is
stay
further
there?
down the line, so this is not like immediately after. So
No,
after
that's
that,
fine, but it could be a
and
week
deal
later.
with that, and so yeah, it would take him back to his, headquarters of his place, somewhere, one of his safe houses, yeah, somewhere in Afghanistan. Yeah, so he's out in the middle of nowhere, as far as he knows.
He takes Ophidian to they hide. There's like mountain bases there, right?
Yeah.
To a hidden mountain base for snake training.
and he doesn't tell him that he's, the warlord who runs all of this area, because it's,
It's fine.
so that's a reveal.
Okay. Okay, but basically this is the training episode. They go to, but there's a drastic reversal of fortune. What does that look like? So I mean, he's basically been kidnapped. He's been kidnapped to this place. I kind of feel like he's just Ophidian's kind of a hard ass from the get go. He's like, you will obey the snake code, the serpent code, that kind of thing. But do you think he approaches him with sugar more than?
I think that he's a snake. He's sneaky, right?
Okay.
He's not straightforward. That I'm a bad guy too. It's yeah, let me help you. Let me teach you the ways. That he's this misleading, false mentor. That like, I did this job and it can be tough. You got to make these decisions because they're for the betterment of whatever, and they're not.
Okay.
He's a.
Though, I mean, that means we have to figure out what kind of training can they do. I mean, how does this training go wrong? I mean, how does it end up being evil training as opposed to good training?
Huh.
I mean, he would have to set up a situation, some sort of scenario where they're faking him out into, trying to.
I guess
he basically has to dress up a bad, like an evil goal as a good goal, right?
Right.
So I mean, he's train himself as freedom fighters instead of as warlord, that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's like, but he's basically, he's trying to manipulate him into like violating his morals, right? In some way, so that because once you stop,
What if Ophidian, after losing the snake powers, is bitter towards the serpent god, and actually, even though he's training training Pytho on his behest, he actually is trying to turn Pytho against the serpent god, or use him as a weapon against the serpent god. And then the serpent god just wipes out Ophidian. That's the reversal of fortune. Because it doesn't have to be Pytho, this reversal of fortune.
Right. No, I like that. And yeah, because then he's learned something, but then his mentor turns out to be bad, and then his mentor's gone. So yeah, I like that turn of events.
So Ophidian tries to betray. Okay, to use Pytho to betray the serpent god, and the serpent god wipes out Ophidian and his army and his soldiers. Okay. He doesn't just wipe them out, he does it like ruthlessly.
Well,
I think that's the thing. It's like it's got to be the show of power. It's got to be like, oh, you're trying to betray me. I understand. Whoop! You guys are all gone. You are dust.
well, I mean, the question is then why does he need an avatar if he can?
Because it's like a proxy war. You use small soldiers so that you don't start a big war. You know, it's your, because it's like the U.S. and Russia. They don't engage directly because they know they would destroy the world, right? So they, instead we're funding Ukraine, to fight Russia directly, that sort of thing. And Russia's not going to use the big guns in Ukraine the way they would against the U.S. So so basically it's Avatar. It's basically serpent avatars against Apollo avatars is how it's intended to go. But I think that's common political warfare.
Okay, I don't know.
What other
I just don't like him having that much direct, power and effect. I don't know. There's something.
Well, but it would be used against his own people, right?
But what if he could? Well, I guess he can't get Pytho to do it for him. But if he was informed that this guy's actually bad, and Pytho would fight him. Pytho would fight him and try to take down the warlord. That would be.
He would. Yeah, I think that's true. But I think that after he defeats the warlord, then I think the serpent god would then do something really nasty.
Could he just do something like subtle though? Like, snakes crawl into everybody's bunks and poisons all and bite everybody.
And kill, they die from venom. Yeah, no, actually, I kind of like the idea that, and then the snakes came late at night.
Yeah,
and so then like Pytho wakes up and like everybody's dead.
Well, I like the idea that Pytho wouldn't necessarily, that he leaves and then.
It's after he leaves. Okay.
Yeah.
Lance and closes at 6.
Okay.
We should go now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going. Okay.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking we should change our plan.
Okay. All right. So, all right. I thought we were good, but. Yes.
Okay. Well, we're this is it. This is the end of that story. So basically, orders snakes to kill all of Ophidian's soldiers and Ophidian himself. Okay. Okay, so Ophidian tries to use Pytho to betray the serpent god. Pytho defeats Ophidian and escapes. Then the serpent god does the other thing. So, okay, cool. All right, I think that gives us 3 stories. So, all right. Well, why don't we sign off? Did you want to do that animation thing where you show all the drawing and?
Yeah, I just did that with this one. I was just seeing.
Oh, I didn't see it while I was writing this stuff.
Oh, I was.
All the erasing.
There's that one.
Cool.
There's the original one that I did. That one I just started right off. Snakehead.
Oh, I know. I know.
Let's move right into it.
I gotta figure out if I'm able to do that on mine. I don't know. All right. Well, rock on, brother.
All right, yeah.
Some more stuff. And all right, let's do the official sign off here. But you can all catch us here on these. Go to heroicpod@gmail.com if you want to contact us. You can also check us out on all these other platforms. I'm not up to date on the podcast stuff. I mean, the audio stuff. But the other places are good. Yeah. All right, here we go. We're going to fade out, Terrance.
Yeah, keep on here.